Good morning, groovy citizens, and happy fantastic Friday to each and every one of you. Y'all listen, I don't know where you live, but here in the DMV area, it's very cloudy, overcast, and in fact, it's actually drizzling. And the temperature currently is 73 degrees, although my dashboard says 71, my phone says 73. And I believe it's only going to get to a high of about 79 to 80. But thank God we won't have all of the heat and humidity that we've been having lately. And that is a good thing. However,
phone book update failed.
Thank you. I was talking to someone recently. We were talking about the weather changing up and back and forth. It's hot as I don't know what today, then it's cold, a little chilly tomorrow, and somewhere in between the next day. The problem with that is, and Lord, I'm not complaining because it is your will. So whatever you say, it will be. However, this kind of weather is what causes your allergies to flare up and act a plum fool. Okay, so I want to apologize up front because my sinuses are draining. Like I said just yesterday, it was hot. And today it's on the chilly side. So, well, we're going to make it through this video. How about that? Now, I hope you all have had a wonderful week. My week, as always, was wonderful. Busy, but wonderful nonetheless. And on yesterday, I went to the dentist, and you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I've been putting this off for the last, I'm going to say 8 years or so. But I'm finally going to have to go ahead and get my wisdom teeth pulled. I had one pulled because it was impacted. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, it just simply meant that the tooth started to come through the gum, but it was never going to come all the way through. And my dentist told me it's because I have a small mouth. There was no room for it to fully come in the back on this side. And so what was happening is it left the gum kind of open and exposed, so every now and then I would get an infection that would set in, and of course, you know, you take your meds, clears it up, and you move on with life, but then eventually it comes back. So we went on and pulled that one. And at the time, my dentist said, well, hey, let's get the other three. I said, for what? They ain't bother nobody. Well, now they are starting to bother me, because the problem is where the two are on this side, upper and lower, they don't meet each other, so they're kind of doing this when I chew, so they serve no real purpose, to be honest with you. Excuse me. Actually, well, these two are giving me the problems now because the side of my face, I think I told you all yesterday, or Wednesday rather, the side of my face is a little sore. I'm taking an antibiotic now, so after 2 weeks I'll go back and get my teeth pulled, although they're not going to do them all at one time. It'll be an individual thing, so y'all pray for me, please. But yeah, once I do that, because these are the ones that give me the problem right now, then we'll get the one on this side, and I will be done with them, okay? D-O-N-E. So remember, if you watched my TikTok video or my short here on YouTube, I talked about how whenever things are going wrong, you always have to remind yourself that it could be worse. And this is a perfect example of that, because even though I finally have to go ahead and get those wisdom teeth pulled, which is something I should have done, like I said, about 8 years ago, I just kept putting it off because I could. And now I'm at a point where I can't put it off anymore. So that's the bad news, but it could be worse. You know why? Because it could be that I have an infection that's going to cause me to lose all of my teeth. And that's not the case. But what I will be doing is, once I get those pulled, I am going to get fitted for a partial that I can put back there, because I'm concerned about chewing. And you all know that if you ever have had a tooth pulled and you have that gap there, sometimes, depending on what you're eating, it hits that gum and it hurts. Yeah, so I did ask to be fitted for a partial, and I'm gonna get that put in, and so, you know, life will go on as usual. Now, let's move on to today's topic. I just wanted to share that with you all, because I was just talking about how it could be worse. Oh, also, hold on. Also, yesterday I checked my email and I got my congratulations letter from University of Maryland, University College, and I am so excited because I am now enrolled back in school And I will be taking my classes starting in January. So I'm super, 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 super excited about that. So now I'm just waiting for them to send my package with my PIN so I can log into my portal, and it'll allow me to check my classes, my credits, and all that other good stuff. And then I can set up a meeting time with an advisor to figure out what classes I still need to take and all that good stuff. But y'all, when I tell you I'm excited, I am truly, truly excited, okay? So when I say we're going to have a good day no matter what, and I tell myself that every day, I promise you I'm going to have a good day no matter what. Now, let's jump into today's topic. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing 6 rules you should come to accept. And this, as you have already guessed, is based on Stoic philosophy. So let's jump right on in. Number 1, let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. I'm going to go one further. Never ruin a good day by thinking about not just a bad yesterday, but a bad previous week, a bad previous month, or a bad previous year. We miss the mark when we don't focus on the joy of today. We spend so much time focusing on what did not go wrong instead of enjoying what's going right. I want to live in the moment. Yesterday is yesterday. Last week is last week. Last month is last month. Last year is last year. Heck, to be honest with you, an hour ago is just that. It's an hour ago. It's gone. It's done. There's nothing else I can do. So enjoy the moment. Number 2, ignore them. Don't listen to negative people. Live a life that's empowering to you. Now, I am kind of on the fence when it comes to the term ignore them. And here's why. Because oftentimes people will do things and someone will say, oh, just ignore them. That's just how they are. Or just ignore them. You know, they don't mean any harm. Now, in that sense, no, you cannot always ignore things. Because here's the problem. When you constantly ignore things, it doesn't fix the problem. And that problem will never go away if you don't have to, I'm going to say, have a come to Jesus meeting with people. But in this sense, what the Stoics are saying, don't listen to negative people. And I believe that. Do not listen to negative people. Somebody somewhere right now is telling you that what you want to do is not a good idea. What you want to do is an oversaturated field. What you want to do is not realistic. Do not listen to negative people, and especially if those negative people haven't accomplished a damn thing in their life. Yes, I said what I said because I'm grown, and I will repent for that when I'm done. But I need you to understand, you need to stop listening to people that have not accomplished anything, not because they can, they just have no desire to do so. And so what do? Well, they try to talk you out of living your best life. Baby, don't you listen to that. Don't you listen to that. Hear what I say. You need to tune out those negative people and go on and do what you're going to do. Now, I will say this. Sometimes you do have to have a come to Jesus meeting with them and say, listen, you are entitled to your opinion and I'm entitled to mine. You live your life the way you choose to. Let me live mine the way I choose to. And then move on. Let it go. Now, if you have to go a step further and take it to another level, that's something completely different. But I think initially you say that to somebody and they'll get it. They will get it that what they're saying is not something you're buying into. You don't believe that. And hopefully they'll just leave it alone and go on about their business. Number 3, give it time. With time, wounds can turn into wisdom. That's powerful right there. Growth takes time, and setbacks are a natural part of the process. Here's the thing. You know that old saying that you can't have a testimony unless you've been tested? Well, it's the same thing with wisdom. Wounds turn into wisdom. When we've been hurt, we learn from it and we become wiser because of it. So if you're going through something right now, and here's the thing, if you're not, then bless you. I praise God for that. I thank God for that. but just keep living, because stuff happens to all of us. But if you're going through something right now and you're looking at it and you're saying, Lord, how in the world am I going to get out of this? How in the world am I going to make this thing work out? And you just have all of these questions. Give it time. That's all I want you to do, is give it time. God is going to work that thing out, or those things out. All you have to do is give it some time. And I know that's something that a lot of times we don't want to do, because we're saying, all right, Lord, it's taking too long. I've been waiting. I prayed about this 2 years ago and I'm still waiting. And just don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep praying. Keep believing, and keep thanking God for it. But give it time. Don't you dare get back. Don't you dare give up, because again, growth takes time. If you start a, case in point, you start a YouTube channel, the first video that you put out there, you probably didn't get any views, any likes, or any comments, but you kept going. Now, you may have gotten some from your closest friends, because you said, hey, look, I'm doing it, starting a YouTube channel. Please, you all, just go in there, watch my videos, like them, leave a comment, share it, all that kind of good stuff. And so you might have had about 10, 15 likes and or new subscribers. But those are just people that you know, but you kept going. And what did I just say? Growth takes time. And so in order to grow your channel, you had to keep going. You had to keep putting out content. You didn't give up. You may have wanted to, but you didn't give up. So again, remember that growth takes time, and setbacks, they are a natural part of the process. Every process, good, bad, or indifferent, has a setback to it. You know how sometimes you feel like every time you take 10 steps forward, you get pushed back 20? That's just a part of the process. Hang in there. Don't you give up. Number 4, don't compare. The only person you should try to beat is the person you were yesterday. I can't stress this enough, guys. We have got to learn to stop comparing ourselves to others. We've got to learn to stop saying, well, Lord, why is it that this person is blossoming and they're being blessed over and beyond? They don't go to church. They don't read the Bible. They don't do this. They don't do that. They don't do the other. And you're saying, but I do all of these things, the things that I'm supposed to do, and yet I'm still waiting, and yet I'm still struggling. Don't compare yourself to that person. See, because number one, what you think you know, you may not truly know. You don't know what God has put that person through. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. So I want to just encourage all of us, let's just focus on ourselves. We're not comparing ourselves to anybody else. Somebody's sitting there now saying, well, how come I don't have a man, or I don't have a woman, and I look better than all of these people that you know? Well, maybe it's because right now you're just not in a place to be in a relationship. God knows that. That's why he hasn't sent on anybody for you. Be careful when you start to compare yourself to other people, because here's the downside to it. As you're comparing yourself to other people, you tend to start to put yourself down. You start to think very little of yourself. You start to tell yourself, well, maybe I'm not worthy. No, you are worthy. You are definitely worthy. You're just not that individual. So you can't compare yourself to them. What God has for you is for you. What God has for them is for them. Keep that in mind, and you're going to be just fine. Number 5, stay calm. It's okay to not have everything figured out. Let me tell y'all something, and I've shared this with you before, that ever since I found out that I had been having seizures, I am okay with not having everything figured out. I used to be that person that I can be anal at times. I know that about me, but I like to have everything figured out, which is why I love to write in my vision book, because I will put down a goal, and then underneath of that goal, I'm laying out everything I need to do to get it done. And there was a point where I would get frustrated if things were not going according to plan. But then I had to tell myself one day, Michelle, it's okay if you don't have it all figured out. It's all right, because guess what? You know someone that does. God has it all figured out. If you will just put that thing in his hands and trust him, everything will fall into place. So if you don't have your future all figured out, it's all right. It doesn't make you a bad person. It does not make you a confused person. It just means you don't have it all figured out. And guess what? That's a part of life. Number 6, last but not least, it's on you. You are the only one in charge of your happiness. Don't let other people dictate life for you. Do what you are passionate about and make sure you give 100% of everything you have. I can't stress that enough, guys. You are in control of your happiness. When you put your happiness in someone else's hands, you're setting yourself up for failure. Just know that. I don't allow anybody else to make me happy. Michelle is happy because Michelle chooses to be happy. It's not because I have someone in my life or I don't have someone in my life. It's not because of where I work or where I don't work. It's not because of how much money I have or don't have. It's not because of the car I drive or don't drive. I am the reason why I am happy, because I've decided that I'm going to be happy no matter what. It can be the worst day ever, and guess what? I'm still going to have a smile on my face. I'm still going to be happy, and I'm still going to find something to give God glory for. I'm going to find something to say, you know what? Yeah, things aren't quite going the way I wanted to, but it could have been worse. And that's all I'm saying, is to allow yourself to, or just remember that it's on you. If you're not happy, it's because you choose not to be. I've heard people say, well, you know, I would be happier if I had a significant other. Well, why can't you be happy by yourself? Because I'm happy by myself. Yes, it's nice having a significant other, but it's also nice just being happy with me. Again, going back to during the time of COVID, when we weren't getting out and getting around, honey, I was just as happy as I could be in my room, watching Netflix, getting caught up on some Netflix movies, watching Prime movies, all of that other good stuff, writing in my journals, planning, learning, studying, all that good stuff. I was just as happy as I could be. I don't know about anybody else, but you are your own happiness. And if you're not happy, it's because you're not allowing yourself to be happy, okay? Now, having said that, you guys, that's it. That's all, because my stomach is rumbling. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you can't. But I need to go get me something to eat, because this sister girl is hungry, and get on with the rest of my day. So, if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome and thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to speak life into you. Thank you for allowing me to motivate and inspire you 4 times a week. Yes, if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the bell, because I don't want you to miss anything. But just know that I do car conversations. Why, you ask? Because, well, I'm sitting in my truck, and that's why I call it car conversations. But I do them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So please make sure you come back tomorrow, where I'll have another topic for you. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say go out there and have an amazing day on purpose. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. And yes, I know. So I keep telling y'all, somebody always asks me, Michelle, why do you say that? Because it's not like you can see us. You're right, I can. In my mind's eye, I can see you. And in my heart, I see you, okay? So, having said that, go out there, you guys, and have an amazing day on purpose. No matter where you are or what you're doing, have fun, but be safe. Be safe, be careful, all of the above, because I want you all to come back tomorrow and the days going forward to spend time with me as I speak life into you. Now, don't forget, Monday is a holiday. I know a lot of you are probably going to be getting on the road to go out of town or go someplace for the weekend. Please have fun. For me, I will be at home. I have a lot of things that I need to get done this weekend, and trust and believe, I am going to relax, okay? I am going to relax, that's a given, but I do have a lot of things that I need to work on, because I think I'm not sure now if I did or didn't, but January 8th through the 14th, I believe it is National Suicide Prevention Week, and so I will be talking about that on all of my platforms, just because I think it's something that sometimes we forget, especially if it's, not happening directly to us or something that affects us directly is what I meant to say. And I think we forget about that. So I definitely want to take the time to talk about that, inspire and encourage somebody somewhere who might be thinking, my life is just a mess, and I'm tired. I just don't want to be here anymore. And I've heard that from people before. That's why I share that with you. But I just want you to know that I don't care. And if you know me, then I don't like to say that. But in this case, I don't care how messed up you think your life is. A, it could be worse. And B, I want you here. And there are other people in this world that want you here and need you here. But also C, let me throw that in there, C, your life is not yours to take. Your life is not yours to take. We serve a big God, and we don't have a right to take our own lives, okay? So keep that in mind as you go out there, enjoy the rest of your day. You know the drill, and you definitely know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back, and there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can do to change it, because my love for you runs deep. It really does, you guys. And when I say that, I don't say that lightly. My love for you runs deep, and I want nothing but the best for you. And guess what? Don't forget, the best is yet to come for you, and the best is yet to come for me. The best is yet to come for us. Love you all. We'll talk again tomorrow.